which is why I do like to take the time annually to update these daily and weekly task sheets and just make my own kind of custom planner. Hello everyone. Welcome back to my channel. If you've never been here before, my name is Teresa Parker and I help premium content creators harness the entrepreneurial skills that they're learning right now in order to build a better future. So if you've been following me for a while now, you know that I am coming out with a book, hopefully at the beginning of 2023. I was hoping to have it done before the end of this year, but that just apparently is not happening. So make sure that you are either subscribed to my channel here or check out my website if you want to be notified when that book is coming out. But one of the things that I have in there is a chapter on scheduling and how to structure your schedule to live a more fulfilling life. And one of the things that I included in there is a template to my daily and weekly task sheets, which are mentioned in my video about how I manage my schedule as a content creator with ADHD. So today I just wanted to go over how I made these daily and weekly task sheets and what is on them. Make sure you comment down below if you want access to them. I have shared some of these individually with people, but if more people want to use them, I'll make them available online for digital download. Your first step in this process is going to be brainstorming. So actually what I did with this is, since we're at the end of 2022, I needed to come up with my 2023 resolutions anyway. So I made a list of some goals that I have for next year, along with action steps I need to take in order to achieve those goals. For example, one of my goals was that I wanted to hit 10,000 subscribers on YouTube, which means I need to upload at least one YouTube video a week. So then that goes on my Brainstorm checklist. And I even like to include some tasks that are very minute, just so on those days that you're not feeling your best, like you can hardly get out of bed, you still have something to check off. Like I like to put all of my daily grooming things, showering, brushing my teeth, feeding my pets. Obviously I'm gonna do those things every day, but on those days when I get nothing else done, at least it looks like I did something. And these items, they don't have to be things that you need to do every day. Like I don't do my dishes every day, but it's on my daily task sheet because that's a goal of mine. It's something that I really struggle with. It used to be on my weekly task sheet, but even when it was a weekly task, I wouldn't get it done. So I moved it to daily so that I would have a daily reminder to do my dishes. And do I do my dishes? No, I probably do them like weekly, but at least if I skip it for a day, it's not that big of a deal, I guess. So these items should just be the things that you want to do every day and every week. The next step that you're going to want to do is to divide these into categories. I personally, when I do this, I'm able to brainstorm one column of daily tasks and another column of weekly tasks. And sometimes they swap back and forth, but you can also sometimes do this while you're formatting on Canva, like we'll talk about later. But if you have absolutely never done this before and you have no template to work off of, then it might be smart just to start with one long list and then kind of move them into categories if you want it to be a daily task or a weekly task. Your next step is going to be to open Canva. So I have a Canva Pro account. I'm not sure if you'll be able to do everything that I do in this video using the standard Canva account, but you could do a lot. And like I said, I'm hopefully going to have this available as a digital download by the time you see this video. So at least that way you won't have to do it yourself. The way that I like to format these pages within Canva, I like to put kind of like a heading at the top. As you can see, on the left-hand side, it's gonna have the date. Sometimes I'll write like what day it is above, and I even considered putting that into this version, but I just didn't want it to look too cluttered. And then it also has like the sun and the moon's position, because if you've been following me for a long time, you know that I'm into astrology and it's something that I'm interested in. So sometimes I like to know what the energy of the universe is throwing at me today. And also, if you see on the right hand side, I also have what mood I'm in. I usually fill this part out at the very end of the day, just so that I have the full spectrum of what I was feeling that day. And it also has what day of my cycle I'm in, so like my menstrual cycle. I think that has a big impact on our bodies as women and our energy and our moods. So I had a therapist who recommended that I start tracking my mood every day. And when I noticed that it had a lot to do with my menstrual cycle, and then I heard that being on your period and leading up to that during those PMS days, your ADHD symptoms can be worse, and just like all of that culminating together, it's made me a lot more aware of my menstrual cycle, I feel like, and that's why I thought it was important enough to throw on the daily task sheet. And then right below that, I have like what bills are due. So I'll usually write what it is, and then in parentheses, I'll write how much it was. And then once I check it off, obviously that just means that I paid it. Or if sometimes, I'm gonna be real with you, there have been times that my payments are late. So if it is late, like the next day, I'll write late and then I'll put it, and then if I need to check it off the next day, then I will. And then below that, we have the real to-do list. So on the left-hand side, you can see it has a lot more of the things I need to do for work. It has everything from like posting on social media to writing, journaling, editing, all of those things. And then to the right, like I said, it has all of those day-to-day tasks from waking up. It doesn't have wake up on there, but it does have brush your teeth on there, take a shower, do my skincare routine, feed my pets, exercise, all of those good things. And then at the very bottom, I like to leave a few empty lines that I can write in what I have to do that day with empty check boxes next to them. And then once you get down to my weekly planner, one thing I decided to do with this update is this new grid system, so that it's a lot more like a bullet planner than it had been before. Everything in my planner, I feel like, was a little too rigid. So having it set out like this for me, I can tell when I get something done. And it almost feels more like the daily task sheet just for my chores. I don't know how this is gonna turn out. I haven't tried this before, but I think it's gonna help me get some of my chores done and see like what days I have the most time to do what, and like just give myself a little bit more grace, which is how I wanted to format this planner. I feel like planners that I buy from the store, sometimes they're not specific enough, and sometimes they're too specific. Like I have to write down everything I need to get done in this teeny tiny space that somebody else formatted for me, and they don't even know what my needs are, which is why I do like to take the time annually to update these daily and weekly task sheets and just make my own kind of custom planner. And that's also why I like the bullet journal method. I wanted to do bullet journaling when I was younger, but the thing that I hated was having to write everything down. So I think it's cool that I can make these pages now. I also add pages with spaces to write in like my daily schedule and a grocery list for the week, because since I have ADHD, a lot of times, like if I run out of something, I'll just forget about it and I won't get it at the grocery store. So if I realize that I'm out of something during the week, then I'll just flip to the grocery list page of my planner and I'll just write it down, so that when I go grocery shopping at the end of the week, I usually like to go grocery shopping twice a week because I meal prep twice a week. As you can see here, it says like 2x, just means that I want to do it twice a week. Everything else I'm fine with doing once a week. So then when you download this document, you can print it off exactly how it is, and it will print, the first page will be a daily task sheet, and then on the back of that it will have a schedule, and then you know, it'll just keep going like that until you get to the last few pages, and it'll have a grocery list on the back of the last daily task sheet page, and then opposite that will be your weekly task sheets, and then on the back of that will be a schedule, so that when you print off next week's group of pages, that it will work. You can use this as a digital planner, but personally, I just feel better when I have a physical item to remind me of what I need to be doing at all times. So I just will print this off, and I will 3-hole punch it and put it in a binder, and I'll leave it open on my desk, so it's just like constantly beckoning me over to cross things off my to-do list. And that's just what works for me. So if you have any other advice or questions, make sure that you comment down below. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Hit that big red button down below, and there's also a gray notification bell. If you want to be updated when my book is coming out, make sure that you have my notifications on. I'm hoping to be making a lot more videos about that here coming up soon, especially since I'm on Christmas break. I feel like I finally have a chance to breathe. So I will be seeing you a lot more in the next few weeks. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you in the next one.